Hey guys, hope everyone out there is doing well. I've already had my coffee this morning, but just in case you need to see the cup, here it is. I know everyone's kind of used to me having coffee with you, so here it is. Anyway, I thought I would do a few quick updates for all of you. I haven't done a whole lot lately, but as many of you know, my wife and I celebrated our 5-year anniversary fairly recently, so we feel very blessed by God to have each other. And when you find somebody that you love and love to be with, the time really goes by quickly. It's hard for me to believe that we've been together now for 5 years, but the time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. You know, that cliche is very much true in marriage, in a good marriage. Another thing that's coming up, we did finally get another appointment for my wife's American citizenship. And I think I shared with this a while back. When we went for the appointment in February, we came in, we thought, they called my wife back almost as soon as we got there, and I thought, hey, this is going to be great, we're going to get out of here quickly. And all they did was they told her they don't have the file yet from Atlanta. And just to give you a little bit of background for those of you who may not know, the short version is her original interview was supposed to be in Atlanta because we were living in Birmingham at the time. And that interview was scheduled we got notified of that while we were moving here to El Paso. And so we asked them to give us a new appointment. They gave us a new appointment here, but for some reason her file did not make it over here. Well, we did finally get an update from the government. She has an appointment scheduled next month, and so we'll see how that goes. We're excited to get that aspect of our lives and her life squared away, so to speak. We want her to become a U.S. citizen. That was one of the reasons that we moved here. Not the only reason, but one of the reasons. And we're just going to be happy not to be dealing with immigration, citizenship, or anything anymore. So that's coming up next month. A couple more things. We have had the opportunity to do one or two things with the Filipino American Association of El Paso. And not long ago, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were at this event that was commemorating the Bataan Death March. And we were talking about, or the speakers were discussing the roles that Filipinos in particular played in that event. And so it was really nice. It was really cool to hang out with the Filipino community again. And some of the women that were there were wearing the very traditional style dresses that you would see in the Philippines, the very formal style dresses. And that was just really cool. I really enjoyed being surrounded by Filipinos again. That's something that has not happened to me in quite some time. So those are just some of the things that are going on. Overall, we're enjoying life here in El Paso. We've been here for almost 6 months, and it's an adjustment, of course. We're adjusting to the arid climate, to the straight-lined winds that happen, especially this time of the year, and just keep going for basically all day. And overall, we're doing well. And I'll try to keep everyone updated. Especially next month once the interview and everything happens. But that's just kind of what's going on with us, and I thought I would share that because I know some of you are probably wondering what's happening and everything. And anyway, I guess that's it. I really can't think of anything else to share right now. A couple more things that I'll add quickly. I'll go ahead, and we're not yet at 5 minutes, so I'll add a couple more things. I talked about us adapting here to life in El Paso. One thing I can say, and I may talk about this more in some future videos, is now that my wife and I have our own place and have kind of a steady income and everything, I'm getting a much better feel, I guess you could say, for life here in the U.S. And in previous videos, I did share some things comparing life in the U.S. to life in the Philippines. And the information in those videos is good, it's accurate, But I just feel like I have a much better grasp on things now that we feel like our lives are kind of going somewhere, so to speak. Because for those of you who don't know, when we first moved here to the States, we were living with my dad, which we're grateful to have a place to live, but it didn't have anything. It took 3 years for us to find this ministry position I have now, and those 3 years of limbo were frustrating for us. I'll put it that way. And one other thing is, this is completely unrelated, but I've kind of revisited, this is a technological thing. I've kind of revisited the Mac versus PC thing. And I may do a separate video on that. I think that's what I'll do. In a couple of weeks, I'll talk about some things, because the short version is I'm not sure that I'll continue to be as loyal to Apple products as I have been over the past decade or so. But maybe I'll make a video on that at some point once I've got a little more information, once I've thought about that a little bit more. So that's about it, and I hope everyone's enjoyed this quick update from our lives.